Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We have the 1942 nickels here from the United States of America. We have the silver nickel on this side, and you can tell the silver one because it'll have a mint mark above Monticello on the back. You can tell a regular one from Philadelphia because it will have no mint mark above the back and no mint mark on the side, which is where they put the mint marks in 1942. And all you really need to do to distinguish the Type 1 from the Type 2 is look at this picture from the PCGS website, Professional Coin Grading Service. Here's the Type 1 over here, no mint mark, and of course the mint mark would be right up here. Here's the Type 2, P mint mark up here. So when we're talking about a silver one, you're going to have a mint mark up here. We're talking about a copper nickel one, you're going to have no mint mark up there. That's the difference from the Philadelphia mint mark. Now, if it's a silver one from the Denver Mint, there isn't any. There's no D mint marks on the silver coins. There is a S mint mark, and that would be the San Francisco mint mark. So you can either find a P or an S on the silver types. You can either find a blank or a D on the copper nickel copper blend. So Philadelphia copper nickel version, the regular version, and this is probably worth about 50 cents or less. This is a Philadelphia silver version, 35% silver, and it's worth a few bucks. Now, they also made the nickel one at two different mints. They made it at Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver. And see where that mint mark is there? It's over to the side down below. Denver mint mark, Philadelphia no mint mark. So there will be a mint mark on the back of the Denver, but it won't be up above it. However, there is another mint that made these, and that is the San Francisco mint. Here's the deal. No Denver mint silver coins were made. So if you get one with a D up here, it's not a real coin. But they did make them at the San Francisco mint with this S and the Philadelphia mint with the P. Let's start looking at these, starting with this Philadelphia one right here. So we see the front, it says, "In God We Trust," Jefferson facing to the left, Liberty, 1942. These first came out in 1938. This was the fifth year that they made them. It was in the middle of World War II, and they started realizing they didn't have enough copper for the war effort. They figured if they put less copper in these copper nickel coins and used the silver coins, then they would help them make more munitions. It's hard to tell whether it worked or not, but it certainly made people think more about it. And for us, it worked because it made these coins much more valuable because they were 35% silver. The Philadelphia Mint, they made almost 50 million. The auction record is 9,988, but the current price for a Mint State 67 plus is $2,500, and they've found two. If you get down to Mint State 65, it's still pretty good. You can get $32, Philadelphia Mint State 65. They also made these at the Denver Mint with the D here. At Denver, they made 14 million coins. The auction record is $4,320. Currently, though, they have 5 Mint State 68 full steps that they've found, and those are worth $6,250. At a Mint State 65, $70. We don't have any steps at all, and we really don't have any steps at all on any of our 1942 coins. It's really hard to get. In fact, you can get a non-full steps version for in the $4,000 to $5,000 range sometimes because it's so hard to get. This coin here also has some interest because there is a D over D version. There's a horizontal D underneath some of these Denver mint marks. If you get a D over D version, they've Mint State 65, they found 8 of them, $10,000 for a D over a D mint mark, a D over a sideways D mint mark. And they found a Mint State 67 plus, one so far, that's worth $14,400. So these Denver Mint coins can have some high values. When we get to the silver coins, they made a lot of those too. The regular Philadelphia coins, they made 50 million. The silver Philadelphia coins, they made 58 million. If you get the Philadelphia coin in really, really good condition, they found one Mint State 68 so far. They put no price on it, but it's probably worth well over $5,000. At a Mint State 65, though, you're going all the way down to about $28. One of the things about these coins is they weigh the same amount. So you can tell the difference by looking at them, but sometimes you can't really tell the difference by weighing them. The other silver nickels they made at the San Francisco Mint, not the Denver Mint. San Francisco Mint, they made 33 million. They found a Mint State 68, 3 of them so far. Mint State 68, $8,500. So there's some huge San Francisco coins out there, and some of those you'll see a tremendous amount of steps on them. There's one special Philadelphia coin from 1942, and that's one that they made a mistake on, and they made it out of silver. And let's take a look at that. There's always an exception to the rule, isn't there? And this is the one exception that I'm aware of, and that is a type 1 or a regular Philadelphia struck on a silver alloy planchet or a silver blank. And this is the only one that I know of. It sold in a lot at Heritage Auctions for $9,987.50, sold on August 2016. There is one silver one out there that does not have the P on it, but we don't know of any others. There may be more. And you notice this isn't a very good quality. It's a good 6, all worn out. But because there's no P up here and because it's silver, it's worth $10,000 or pretty close to it. Okay, so that coin was worth about $10,000. Essentially the no P silver, of which we only know of one. One of the things you always need to watch for on these silver nickels is getting one that's been recoated. And that's what happened to this one here. Now you see the D up there, so you know it's not a 1942 because they didn't make silver 1942s. This, of course, is a 1945. But when you see this kind of coating, you know that it's been recoated, and it actually makes the value of it less. There's really no great value to a recoated. You can actually see how smooth that is. 1942, 3, 4, or 5 nickel, other than the silver value. So it's worth a couple bucks, but don't go for these coated ones. If it looks like this, but it has a little bit of green on it, that's a good sign. The silver will turn a little bit green sometimes. Well, essentially the silver, manganese, copper mix will turn a little bit green sometimes. So you see one of these that's a little green, keep it. You see one of these that's really shiny like this, and look how worn it is. It's not even, they just poured it right on top of an old worn out coin. Absolutely no steps, no details at all here. Relatively good letters here, but very, very little value. All right, so don't buy the shiny ones unless it's in PCGS or NGC packaging or in packaging by another reputable grading service. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Lots of these silver nickels out there. They're not hard to find, but they are very, very, very hard to find in good condition.